And they're always glad you listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Podbean.
Or YouTube. Dun, dun, dun.
Welcome back to the Chill
Welcome
Spot
back,
Podcast.
everybody.
We're back for another damn week of this shit.
It's not shit.
No, I really
don't hate on the brand.
There's a lot of podcasts that I listen to that have that sort of demeanor where it's like they obviously like they wouldn't be doing it if they didn't like doing it. Mm-hmm. But they always start off the podcast being like back here again.
Just this year or like in general?
It might have just been this year.
I was going to say this year I can forgive this year.
Totally.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah.
We've been living in a weird state the last couple of days because the election is going on.
That's right. Right.
We're just trying to keep our spirits up regardless and like just carry on, you know? Just carry on. Yeah,
because we just got to push through, you know? I mean,
There's nothing that we can do in the interim. So like we just gotta carry on with our lives until we have results.
I mean, yeah, and there's also like I gotta say, this has been the longest election of
longest one I've ever
young
seen.
life.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
granted, I've only been like conscious through two. Like Bush was elected when I was a kid and I wasn't paying attention. Right. So it was Obama and Trump are the only U.S. presidential elections that I've ever.
That's a good point.
Like been conscious for in my life. Actually,
like followed and like
and like known what was up and understood the stakes of it all.
And you know what? I'm no political scientist, but as a couple of Canadians, the Electoral College is dumb.
This is so stupid.
It's really stupid.
I feel like such an airhead when I say, "Hey, everybody, whatever happened to whoever, like majority wins." Mm-hmm. Like that's what I thought voting was. That's what I was taught voting was. That's what I was taught democracy is that we all vote and then people count the votes and then whoever has the most votes wins.
Yeah, you know.
And then you have a president or a prime minister or whatever you call your leader in whatever democratic society you live in, if you live in a democratic society.
Joey got the most amount of votes, so he gets to stand on top of the winner chair. Donnie, you got to sit down somewhere else.
Yeah.
You can't sit, no, Donnie, get down from there.
Get out.
It's like, no, I want to sit in the chair. It's my chair.
You can't sit on the chair anymore, Donnie. It's not your chair anymore.
I fucking hate that guy so goddamn much.
I hate that guy so goddamn much.
Sam, I don't hate anybody in my life.
Like tearing down everything that I've believed to be true about the way that the world works. Fucking just like ripping everything apart, making people's lives hell, spreading his hatred all over the world and infecting all of us and making us deal with this shit while you just sit back and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh.
Donald Trump is the kid who took your backpack in elementary school and is like, no, it's mine.
Yeah.
And like, you're a kid, so you can't process it. And for some dumb
fucking reason, like the teacher comes over and is like, what's going on here? And then Donald Trump is like, he took my backpack. That was my backpack. Yeah. I'm just trying to take back my backpack. That's my
backpack over
And then you look
there.
at the teacher and then you look at the teacher knowing that that's a bold-faced lie and waiting for justice to come. And the teacher looks at you and goes, Cameron, why did you take Donald's backpack? And you're like, what the fuck do you mean?
What do you mean, Mr. McConnell?
What do
you like that one?
Oh man,
that might have been the smartest joke I've ever made.
I don't fully understand that reference because there's so many men. This is my thing too about American politics is that there are so many people. I don't know what these people are. What's a Jeff Sessions, ma'am? I don't like. I'm outing myself as a dumb bitch right now, but I really, really don't know who like the 16 people that everybody are complaining about at any given time are.
Jeff Sessions is when you rip a fat blunt with your buddy Jeff.
Gotcha. That's
how that works. That's in the Constitution.
I believe it. I'm gonna tell everyone.
Totally. I was gonna
spread this around.
I'm talking about.
But no, Jeff Sessions is like a judge, right?
I don't know. Who fucking cares?
He's a Supreme Court person. He's not a congressman. He's not in the Senate.
I don't know a lot about American politics. I try to follow the best I can.
There's a House and a Senate, and I don't know where the congressmen go. And then there's the White House, which I guess is just where the president lives, and nothing really. I mean, like there are offices there, but like people don't really like occupy them and make decisions in them all the time. It's more about the House on the Hill.
Man,
The
I
other
don't know,
one.
bro. All I know
The
is
one that
that
looks like a boob with a big pointy nipple.
Are you talking about the White House?
Not the White House. No, it's not the White House. It's another building in Washington, and it looks like a boob. It's got a big dome roof with an antenna on it. I don't know. Not Parliament Hill.
We're
That's
gonna find
Canada.
out.
That's Canada.
Yeah.
At least I know. At least I know
say,
where my government meets.
Our government building is literally called Parliament.
Yeah. There's Parliament Hill, and then there's the house where the Prime Minister lives. I forget the name of the street that it's on. It starts with an S, but like you don't see it in nearly as many movies and TV shows. You know how whenever anything presidential happens, they cut to the White House?
All right, hang on one sec.
You know,
one sec.
I couldn't tell you what the Prime Minister's house looks like.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and start over again.
Okay. Oh, because you're asking Bixby. Okay.
Yep. U.S. government building that looks like a boob. Shocked Congresswoman realized Capitol building looks like a boob.
The Capitol Hill. That's what it is.
Is that
Capitol Hill. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It really
of.
does look like a boob.
It looks like a boob. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
Hang on. One sec.
America, you are literally a boob.
Quite literally a boob.
No, that's because there's that Schoolhouse Rock song that I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. It's Capitol Hill. That's what the building's called.
Hill building. I feel like the Capitol Hill building is the White House, though.
No.
I mean, I Googled Capitol Hill building.
The White House is called the White House.
But it's all, hang on. The United States Capitol, often called the Capitol Building, is a meeting place in the United States Congress, seat legislative branch. But it looks like the White House.
It's not the White House, babe. The White House looks like a bigger, even larger version of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air mansion.
Well, the White House also looks like a tit. It's got like the dome and the tit.
No. The White House is like curved around the front.
No.
Yes, babe.
No.
Yes. I know. I played
right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
I played the dumb bitch card, but I know this.
I am also a dumb bitch. It's funny. I know very little about the United States, truth be told. I know much about like the pop culture and the things that I like.
Yeah.
But truth be told, as a part of like living day-to-day culture or even the government, like I don't know.
I wish I could.
I follow AOC on Twitter. Is that enough?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. If it weren't for the fact that they care so little about our geography and our country and goings on and what we contribute to society as a whole, I would care more about their setup. But I'm getting real tired of like whenever somebody talks about where somebody is from and like whenever an American is talking about where somebody is from in Canada, they'll be like, oh, they're from Winnipeg, Canada. They're from Vancouver, Canada. They're from the Yukon, Canada. I'm like, the Yukon is an entire province. Where? Like they're from St. John's, Canada. Yeah. I'm like, do you understand? Mm-hmm. St. John's, New Brunswick is the capital of an entire province. Mm-hmm. Like
there's a bunch of bullshit going on in there.
It's its own province, okay? Like whereas like, you know, I know that Tennessee is a state, right?
Sure.
And like, you know what? I should have picked a different state. I know that
this bit
Chicago
is going really well,
is
Sam.
a city in Illinois. Right. I don't say Chicago, America. I don't say Colorado, America. I don't say Texas, America. Mm-hmm. You know, Texas is a state in America, but like, but yeah, it's the same thing. Like,
you're right.
It's stupid. Learn the provinces and territories. I know some of the initials for each state. You know, like NV is Nevada, GA is Georgia, MN is Minnesota, so on and so forth. Like when I say Toronto, ON, they don't know that that's Ontario.
No, they're like, what's it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, Toronto's on what?
Toronto on. Toronto on Canada.
It's on Canada. It's on top.
Learn the geography, please. Learn, like, we don't have states. We have provinces and territories. Mm-hmm. Like,
so the way the states is broken up, like they have it divided into states.
Yeah.
Then they have those states divided into counties.
Yeah.
And now where it gets really fucking dumb is there's federal law, which like governs the entire land.
Yeah.
But then you can have state law, which covers the state. But then you can have county law and bylaw, which governs a county. Yeah. And I just feel like that gets really out of hand fast.
Well, we more or less have the same thing. Like there's federal law. Okay, so the entire country.
Right.
And then there's provincial law. So each province and territory has its own laws.
Right.
And then there's municipal government, which is by city.
Right.
So we have our own city laws, and then the cities have bylaws. I mean, I understand bylaws to be smaller,
right?
Like when I live behind I live behind an empty parking lot.
It was a Boston Pizza.
It's still an LCBO back parking lot, but like whatever. It's an empty parking lot. So people like to go hang out there and be loud at crazy hours of the night. And when I want to call somebody to tell them to go away, I call bylaw.
The bylaw officers, yeah.
You know, because bylaw concerns themselves with like the most minuscule of complaints, you know, noise, if somebody's got like an obscene demonstration going on their front lawn, you know, like you call a bylaw officer. If somebody is like, if you want to dig and you want to check and make sure that you're not like digging into an electrical line, you call bylaw.
Just to make sure.
You know, like minuscule but still important things. And like municipal law is like, coronavirus like really, really spread, and it was like really serious, and we knew that masks helped slow the spread of the virus.
We finally figured that out.
My city installed a municipal law that said that you have to wear a mask in all public spaces, in all stores, the businesses, indoor spaces, stuff like that. That was a municipal law. It applied to my city. It didn't apply to every city.
Right.
And then, like, I think it's a provincial law now where you have to wear, like according to the entire province of Ontario, if you go inside of a store, you have to have a mask on. It's a provincial law.
Right.
But other provinces will have different laws.
Okay. See, where it gets fucky with the states, though, the states have this thing, and I've took the liberty of Googling this before, you know, pouring garbage out of my mouth.
Of course.
Called states' rights.
Of course.
Now, states' rights, according to the Wikipedia article, in American political discourse, states' rights are political powers held for the state governments rather than the federal government, according to the United States Constitution, reflecting especially the enumerated powers of Congress and the 10th Amendment, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So from what I understand about states' rights,
it's like provincial law.
But the difference between provincial law and states' rights is that in provincial law, you still have to like get the A-OK from the federal law. There's a lot of states' rights that just say like, fuck what the federal law says.
Right.
From what I understand. I don't fully understand. So, you know, it's just like, well, that's why you have like, I don't think abortion is illegal as a whole in the United States.
Yeah.
But there are states that abortion is illegal.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the marijuana.
Yeah.
Where it's like some states are like, A-OK, let's grow pot and make billions of dollars. And everyone can smoke a joint and fucking relax.
Yeah.
And then there's some states that are like, fuck that shit, I don't want any of that dumb bullshit. Yeah. That's all I hear.
Right.
Honest to God.
Right. Just like clown noises. Yeah. I think provincial law is the same. I think there are some laws that like the federal government has power over you and they have to enforce it because it affects the entire country. There are some laws, but there are some provincial laws where like I think getting your driver's license at 16 and like the drinking age in Ontario, I think it's relevant to Ontario. Maybe not the drinking age. But
getting your license,
I think the age differs from province to province, if I recall correctly. Or at least there was definitely a time where, at least in Alberta, Canada's Texas, where really like you could get your driver's license. I think it was younger than 16, like if I recall correctly. It was just word of mouth, so don't quote me on that. But like that's a thing that can vary from province to province. Certain drinking laws, like open container laws, I think, are like vary from province to province. They can each decide how they feel about like having open drinking containers out in public.
Well, in BC, there's actually a completely different process to getting your license.
Yeah,
like they don't even do like what we do in. Okay, so what we do in Ontario is the G system.
The was the graduated licensing system.
Yeah. So you can get your G1, which is after a written test. You can get a G1 to practice. You can drive with a G licensed driver, which is the full license.
Yeah.
Then you can get your G2 a year after that,
which is essentially a full license, but they want to zap a little bit more money out of you in this process.
Essentially.
So they give you some limitations, but like pretty much open up your license.
There are restrictions that literally apply to no one.
Yeah.
No one follows them.
Yeah.
And then you eventually get your G, and then you just have to get it renewed like a goober for the rest of your life.
Until you're a senior citizen, and then they start
snatch it away from you.
And they start making sure that you can actually still operate a motor vehicle.
That's probably good though, right? I mean,
yeah, no, it's good. I think it inspires a little bit of ageism in a lot of people, to be perfectly honest. I think that some people are too hard on their senior family members and start thinking like, oh, you know, you came to a rolling stop instead of a full stop at this stop sign, so your eyes must be getting bad, so we need to start like monitoring. Like, you can't drive at night, you know, anymore.
Well, two things on that. First thing, I want to get back to...
I think it's a little ageist.
I want to get back to BC. So BC, I have cousins in BC who've explained this to me. Instead of having like G's or like, you know, smaller licenses, they don't get like permits. They get big fuck off magnets.
Yeah.
They have to put on the back of their vehicles.
Cars, yeah.
You get a big dumbass A on the back of your car so everyone in the road can be like, that guy doesn't know how to drive.
You know what though? It's kind of nice. Like,
is it? I
think it's kind of nice to know. Well, because then you can, if you can see it as a driver, you can adjust accordingly, right? Like, if somebody makes a mistake, like if somebody forgets to signal, then maybe people will go easier on you because you have that like, you know, like not fully licensed magnet on the back of your car. And if you're coming up and behind somebody and you see that A, you can maybe adjust your driving habits accordingly. And, you know, give that person a little bit more room. You know, maybe when you see them coming on the on-ramp, you'll actually let them in.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because you want to get the fuck away from that person. It might actually be kind of nice.
Actually, you know, I've read that on average, people like driving students, like people have like a visible learning driving signal.
The HUT.
Like the HUT thing that goes on top or whatever.
Of the car,
typically those cars actually get treated a lot worse on the road.
I believe that, but that's really disappointing to hear. I was hoping it would be the other way around.
But other story, you're talking about old folks and not being able to drive. And you're right about the ageism thing. I think there's a lot of ageism is something that is serious, but I don't think actually gets talked about enough. Yeah. But funny story. My great uncle, his name was Ronald Duncan. We called him Father RD because he was a priest. He's no longer with us, but he was one of my favorite family members ever growing up. We used to go down east and visit my Aunt Teresa and Father RD. So Father RD was driving us around one day, and we were pulling into a plaza. Now, you know how plazas typically have like an entrance and then an exit?
Yeah.
So there's like, you drive down the entrance and you leave up the exit.
Yeah.
He took a left turn, and I was in the back seat at the time, and I was a young kid, I didn't quite notice. But in this left turn, drove into the exit lane. Ooh. No one was around, and we didn't get into a car accident. But you know what his response was?
What?
He drove down and went, whoops, went the wrong way. And then we went to the grocery store, and my dad was like, I think I'm going to drive. Father. Give me a kid. Maybe I'll just drive back to the Ponderosa.
Maybe just give me them keys.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he was like, you know, Tommy, I think you're right about that. He didn't drive for many years after that. And then unfortunately he's gone now. But that always stuck in my mind as a funny ass story.
I love how your dad just kind of kindly went like, I think I'll take the keys now, Father Artie.
All right there, Father. Well, you did a pretty good job, but I think I'm going to take her on the way back
there. Very out east. Yeah. Very, you know, polite, but I'll do
Well, I don't think you did poorly, but I don't want to die.
I don't want to give you the keys again.
I don't want to have an awkward conversation with you.
Yeah.
And we're bound to have one.
Yeah. So let's just do this. That's very sweet.
Your grandma still drives.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, she doesn't anymore. That's right.
No, they stopped.
That's right.
That's why Mom has.
She has the car.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Grandma stopped driving, and then Mom took her.
You took Magoo.
She's gonna yell at me for this.
Okay.
I think that Mom took Grandma's license away like a smidge too early.
Really?
Granted, I hadn't been in a car with her for really too long. But I think Mom took Grandma's license away a little too early.
We're exposing your mother.
Yeah, like a year. Like, I'm glad she's not driving now. I'm not campaigning for her to get it back.
Give Grandma's license back.
But I think at the time she wasn't doing as bad as other people have been.
I'm gonna do a Twitter poll right now. Should we give Sam's grandma's license back? Yes or no?
I just think that there were a couple of hairy incidences. Or even just like, because my grandma has a partner who lives kind of like, he lives in a retirement home, like out of town, not too far out of town, but like she has to drive on a country road.
Right.
And I think Mom was just getting nervous about her driving at night. And then Grandma complained a little bit about her eyes. And Mom and all of her siblings for that matter, I shouldn't put this all on my mother. The family got a little nervous and we're just like, okay, before anything happens, we're just going to stop this right now.
Well, yeah.
Like, I can't remember a single incident. Like, I can't remember like a really bad crash or like she didn't hit anybody or anything like that. She didn't hit a cyclist, thank God. But,
thank God.
Because you would never hear the end of it from cyclists. But, fuck, man.
They cancel your grandma.
Like, yeah, they'd cancel my grandma, and I can't deal with that heat. But I think they took it away a little bit too early.
Do you think your mom took it away so she could like have the car?
No, she's not that kind of family member.
Yeah,
it did work out for her though.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
she did get that
You like that car so much that you bought it again for yourself.
I didn't do it on purpose. It's just, it was a really good price. And it was the exact setup that I was hoping for. I was hoping that I would find somebody who was trying to unload a perfectly good car that their their elderly mother was driving, that they were just simply trying to get rid of, and there wasn't anything wrong with it, and it was a reasonable price, and it came with winter tires, and like it had good mileage. You know, out of all the cars I looked at, it had the best mileage, and I had to act fast, so I was like, fuck it, same car, couple years older, same color. Here we fucking go.
Yeah, really.
You know, didn't mean for it to happen. Actually, I really wanted a Yaris.
Yeah, those are good cars.
Before
Toyota, yeah.
An even smaller car too. But yeah, no, the Matrix just found me. Sissy just found me, and she worked out, and I love her.
There you go.
Yeah,
no. The only difference between your car and your mom's car is you have the dumbass Ontario license plate.
Yeah, the one that you can do crimes with.
Yeah, the one that the one that they've recalled.
No, they haven't.
I thought they recalled it.
No, Cameron, they didn't recall it.
Well, they're not making them anymore.
They're not making them anymore, but they didn't recall it.
So if you have it, it's still legal to have it on your car.
Yes.
Okay.
We've driven past like 3.
I just assumed that if they're going to take it out of...
in the last 48 hours.
I just had assumed that if they're taking them out of production, that they would probably not want them on the road anymore.
No, they didn't do anything. I mean, like... you know what? If coronavirus hadn't happened, they maybe would have done something, because those license plates were new as of this year.
Yeah.
Like literally when I bought the car, I bought my car in February, and she handed me the plates, and I was like, what the fuck are these? And she was like, those are the new Ontario license plates. I was like, we got new plates? Like I hadn't even heard of it.
You were in on the scoop.
Yeah, I wasn't in. And she handed them to me, and she's like, they're the new plates. And then like a couple weeks later, they found out that like at nighttime, when you shine headlights on them, you can't see the number. So they were like, oh shit. So they fixed it. And now there's like a C series of license plates, or what, a B or whatever. Mine are C series, I think. But they have new license plates, but they haven't asked the people who have the non-referenceable license plates to send them back.
No.
They just stopped making them.
Fuck it, right?
So
I really hope you don't do crime.
I hope so too.
You could get away with it though.
Yeah, somehow, some way.
What do you think in your opinion is a crime that you could get away with?
I mean, I have gotten away with jaywalking.
Oh, fuck off. That's a pussy answer. Are you kidding me? Give me a real answer.
I've already gotten away with it. What crime could I get away with? Maybe smuggling.
Yeah, like across the border?
If it weren't too heinous. Like, I'm not talking drugs. I'm talking like...
tomatoes.
Yeah, like produce.
Yeah, sure.
I could get some illegal ass produce here and like introduce a new species. I'd be one of those assholes who introduce a new species into an environment where it doesn't belong. Yeah. And then we just have like... now we have mint, I guess. You know?
And then it completely destroys the ecosystem.
Exactly.
Yeah, I actually think that's true. Because like, you know what we have to do, Samuel? All we have to do to get across the border is... be completely innocuous, completely unsuspicious. I drive, and I talk to the friggin' guy at the thing.
Yeah, get the white dude to drive.
And I'm like, hey, buddy, how are you? And he's like, fuck you. And I'm like, here's my passport. And he's like, ugh. He spits on my face.
Exactly.
And I'm like, yeah, have a nice day now. Fucking asshole.
we just say we go on a shopping trip and like go to America on a shopping trip, like buy a bunch of stuff and then just like smuggle like illegal plants into Canada, like underneath like, you know, where we keep the spare tire and stuff like that. And just like we were like, oh, we just, you know, we went to Erie, Pennsylvania on a shopping trip and like we bought, you know, X amount of dollars worth of things and claim our stuff.
And those bags are in the trunk on top of the thing. Yeah. So if they open up the trunk, like, oh, there's the shopping bags, they're probably not lying. Yeah. You know. Exactly. The driver is white. Yeah. So we're good. Let's just let him go.
So we're good.
Totally.
100%. Yeah, smuggling. As long as it's not drugs. I think drugs is just stupid. Everybody's looking for drugs, but if like let's smuggle like some illegal ass plant or some like illegal ass animals.
Bring like a whole hive of honeybees. Yeah. Just like in the trunk. Yeah. We could probably do that.
Bring some murder hornets. Murder wasps or whatever.
Yeah, all the way. No, it's hornets. It's murder hornets. Yeah. I think anyway. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's so true. Like I actually think that is something we could potentially. I mean, first of all, we're not crime people. No. We never did crime. Have you ever like stolen from a store?
No. Not even, you know how sometimes kids, like, they grab something, they hold on to it and don't even recognize it, and then they're, like, mortified because they've accidentally stolen? I've never No, I've never stolen anything.
When I was in high school, me and my friends used to steal candy bars from the Dollarama. Whatever.
They're literally $1.
But you know what's funny about that, though? So, like, okay, so first of all, I'm going to acknowledge off the bat that, no, obviously you shouldn't steal.
No.
I understand that I was committing a literal crime that I was actually caught for on a couple of occasions.
No way.
You know what happened? I got caught, and she was like, you stay right here, and she walked away, and I just left. And I was like, I'm never going back to that Dollarama again. Yep.
I just can't go back to that Dollarama.
And I've since been back, obviously. That happened like 9
fucking
years ago.
I'm sure the person doesn't even work there anymore.
That old bat's not going to be like, ew! I've waited 9 years for this moment. And then she shoots me.
Yeah. She's like, I could have been a doctor, but I wanted to stay at this Dollarama to catch you.
Why do you sound like that? You look like you're 35. But yeah, man, I used to do that all the time. You know what's funny? It's so funny because in the time we were doing it, because everyone did it. That I knew, really. You go to the dollar store. I used to take like a candy bar. I knew friends that would take whole boxes.
Wow.
Like, I sat next to this guy in French class. He's like, yo, Cam. And he opened up his bag. And it's full of those like white chocolate cookie candy bars.
Oh, yeah, the Hershey's cookies and cream.
And I felt like looking to him like, bro, you realize that you're blowing it for everyone, right?
Yeah, you're taking too much.
It's going to be too hot there now. We can't go in there and steal anymore.
It's too hot.
But it's funny. So I actually went back to that Dollarama recently because now that we do chill spot stuff, we're in constant need of shit from the dollar store.
Yeah.
So I went to the dollar store and I went to the candy aisle just to see what they got there. I'm not gonna buy candy really because I'm fucking 25. I'm not trying to give myself an upset stomach. And I thought about like, God, it'd be so easy just to steal shit, just to take it and then walk out. But there is some kind of moral overlay in my body now.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I can't even fathom the idea of stealing something. I'd rather pay for it. Like, honestly, I'd rather pay for it.
Instead of like sweating all the time, just pay for it.
I mean, as a kid, we used to go up to the drink cabinet, like the fridge, and just take shit like it was a fridge and just walk out. Like I have no idea. Seriously, I have no idea how I'm not in jail right now. Yeah. To be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah. I've been stolen from. Like when I worked at the frozen yogurt place, like shitty kids would come. We were up the street from a middle school, and shitty kids would come in all the time and like take yogurt and then like run out the store. And because I was stuck behind the counter, like there was that delay, I couldn't get to them in time.
Right.
I would try and like one time I actually like I caught them and they ran out the front door and I ran out the back, but they were like too fast and like ran away.
Speedy ass kids,
and they were
man.
like, I can still hear their laughs like echoing in my head to this day.
Does it play over in your head in the shower? You just squeeze the soap a little too hard.
I don't know what I would have done if I caught them. Because it's like, what do? Smack the yogurt out of their hands? I already lost the yogurt. They may as well take it.
At this point.
I can't touch them.
It's also...
I can't touch them. That's assault.
Yogurt shop is also a massive corporation, so who fucking cares?
Yeah, I mean, like, I stole yogurt all the time when I worked there.
I mean, technically you're entitled to it.
There.
You're entitled to it.
Yeah, I worked there. But, it was just the principle of the thing. I hate getting dogged by kids, man. It fucking sucks. Like,
I think there's a part of you that wants to teach them a lesson, you know? There's a part of you that's like, no, be better.
Those fucking little shits get to run around all day, every day with absolutely zero consequences and nobody ever calls them on their bad attitude. And I want to be the fucking wake-up call.
Yeah, totally.
I want to be the hammer. Like, calm down. I will ruin your day. I will change your life. I will be the adult in your biopic that makes you change the course of your entire life. I don't give a shit. Change, like, fix your attitude. You don't walk around like you live here.
It's true.
You do live here.
Actually, it's funny. On that same note of people stealing, that same kid who would steal all those fucking candy bars.
Yeah.
Actually, one time, his buddy, who was also a klepto, I'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
Came into the pizza that was right by the pit, the smoking pit. Every school had a pit.
Yeah.
So right by the pit, there's the pizza where we'd all go for lunch and hang out.
Totally.
Even if you're eating your regular lunch, you still went to pizza.
Yeah.
It was better than eating at the calf.
Yeah.
So,
I feel that.
Me and the boys were playing president in one of the table booths.
Cool.
And Kleptomaniac and his buddy come in. And they walk up to the counter and, like, I guess they asked for something that would make one of the clerks, like, go in the back.
Right.
And they did. And then they reached over the counter and took the Panzerottis out of, like, the fucking thing.
The glass display case.
And, like, dipped it. But the problem with that is, congratulations, you have a cold Panzerotti from Pizza.
Yeah.
Do you feel good about that?
Fine, it's free.
Like, okay.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Take it to the microwave?
At the calf?
At the calf?
I wonder if they did that. That's amazing.
Oh, my God. Wait, tell me about this klepto person then.
This other guy, Mr. Kleptomaniac, stole an iPod from me.
No way.
Yeah. I remember one time.
What a piece of shit.
It was my first iPod ever.
Yeah.
And I was so careful with it. I kept it in my locker every single day. And then I was played football, right? So in the locker room, all these other guys had their iPods and listened to music and stuff. And I asked them, like, aren't you worried about that getting stolen? They're like, well, I mean, maybe. But, like, at the same time, like, what are really the chances of that happening?
Yeah, really. We all have iPods.
And then I swear to fucking God, Sam, I was like, well, I got an iPod. I'm going to listen to music in the locker room, too. Because I want to be cool. I'm in grade 9. Yeah. I want to be cool. So I listened to music, got changed, put it in, like, a deep pocket of my bag. Yeah. Stolen that day.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
And then he stole a belt buckle from a buddy of mine.
Mm-hmm. I remember this story.
And then sold it to another guy. Yeah. And then my buddy walked up to him and was like, did you steal that? He goes, no, I bought it off Kleptomaniac. And he was like, okay, it's mine. He stole it from me. Yeah. And like we all knew because he was a little criminal, that guy. We all knew he stole it. Yeah. But even after we confronted him, he was just like,
well, what are you gonna do? Cop to it? Like
exactly. Yeah. But anyway, that was that story. That's bullshit. Never leave valuables in a locker room. It's not worth it. No,
never. It's not worth it.
I learned that the hard way.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Lost an iPod. I mean,
a whole ass iPod. Did you have to replace it yourself, or did your parents buy you a new one?
It was right around my birthday when this happened.
So you just asked for a new one.
Well, my parents kind of took pity on me, and they replaced it. They're very generous. They've always been like that though, and I'm very lucky to have them.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think I've ever had anything stolen from me before. But I keep my shit on lock. Like I'm
very careful now.
I carry everything all the time. When I was in New York and we had to ride the subway, I was like, I'm not being that fucking tourist that like leaves her purse like hanging open by her side. No, like it's in front of me all the time. Yeah. I would put my purse on. It was October, so I would wear like a light jacket. I would put my purse on and then I would put my jacket on.
Oh, there you go.
So that no one can like snatch it from me.
Extra careful.
I was like, I am not, because I had cash on me. I had bare cash on me. I had like $350 on me sometimes. Like
flex,
I was like, I took like almost $1,000 in cash with me to New York. Yeah. And I had to carry, a couple hundred with, because we bought all of our meals. We ate out for every single meal except for like one. Mm-hmm. And
did the Airbnb you stayed at have a kitchen?
It did. But we didn't.
Fuck it, you're in New York.
We didn't exactly.
You're food capital of the world.
We were trying to bring a whole lot of stuff back and like cook at the Airbnb. Also, like we went out. We were so far out from our Airbnb. Like our Airbnb was in Bushwick, which is in Brooklyn. But we were in a different borough every single day. Yeah. Like we were in like upper east side, upper west side one day. We were in Bronx another day. We spent most of our time in Manhattan, to be perfectly honest. But it's like Central Park is fucking far away from Bushwick. Like it's far away, and we were out all day long. So I had my shit on lock, because if I'm getting it stolen, that's my Metro card to get on the subway, all of my cash, my ID. I kept my passport on me because I didn't want to leave that in the Airbnb.
God forbid, yeah.
It was just us and the host of the Airbnb, but it's like, you don't fucking know. Mm-hmm. You don't know that person. And he was in there all the time. It's like he had plenty of time to steal our shit if he wanted to.
Maybe you're gonna lose your superhost status if you steal from your tenants, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it's like, if you can't prove that it was that person, then like you can't do anything to take away their superhost status. So I was just extra careful. Like, but the price of that then is that you walk around like a paranoid maniac and don't like 100% enjoy yourself. I had a great time in New York. Yeah, it was a fantastic.
You still talk about you're talking about your trip to New York right now.
Oh my God, I would love to talk about my trip to New York.
I would love to go back with you.
I love New York. I love New York. It is like Toronto on crack. It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. I love it there. It's so fun.
I think the most jarring thing about I've been to New York back. You know this, but I want to say to everyone at home, like I went to New York ages ago, back in high school. And the thing that got me the most about New York was how they're really not lying about how crowded it is there. Yeah. Especially in the touristy places.
Facts.
And then there is quite literally someone on the street all the time. Yeah. You could be in the fucking dingiest borough. Yeah. Back alley fucking garbage place. Yeah. And there still be like at least 3 people walking around.
Yeah. Our Airbnb was near a club, and so like every single night we were there for a week, I think. Mm-hmm. A week in time. And every night that club was bumping. Every single night.
Why not?
Like
Times Square is literally just as busy it is at 2:00 in the morning than it is at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I bought you a really nice denim jacket from Old Navy at like 11:30 at night, and they were in no rush. We weren't those assholes who were coming in like close to close. They were closing at like 12:30.
Could we just say that you had to go to fucking New York to find a double extra large denim jacket? I've searched province to province.
I had been looking before that trip because I knew you wanted a jacket like that, and I had been looking for one for a while when I went to New York and found that jacket.
It's a very cozy jacket.
And like Alyssa and I got out of our show. We went because we wanted to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child when it came to New York.
And that was Alyssa's what, 4th, 5th time?
Something like that, yeah.
She's gonna kill me because I said that.
No, she has spent like $6,000 alone on seeing Harry Potter and the Cursed Child in London and New York.
Did I ever tell you that? So Alyssa is a good friend of ours. We mention her all the time.
One of my best friends.
One of Sam's best friends. We went to school together. You've known each other forever, but I met Alyssa at UW. We were on a show together because Alyssa was a stage manager for a time.
Yeah.
And she was talking to the crew and everyone about her time she see Cursed Child.
Yeah.
And you had told this at the time because like this is before y'all went to New York.
Yeah.
So you had told me how much you had paid for these damn New York tickets.
Yeah, they were like $600.
And then she was talking about all the times that she had seen it.
Yeah. And
I was doing the math in my head and I was like, Alyssa, she's like, what? How much money have you spent seeing the Cursed Child? She was like, I don't want to talk about that. Hey, she is quite possibly the most passionate Harry Potter fan I've ever met, though.
100%. Every time we do anything Harry Potter trivia related, I always get the look from Alyssa where it's like, why do you not know this? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't remember what Charlie Weasley's middle name is.
Yeah.
He is mentioned 4 times in the entire series.
It's Fumblebun, by the way. Anyway.
I don't know. But, Cursed Child in New York was, so it was an absolute riot. And just New York is the best. Mm-hmm. New York is so lit.
I'd love to go back with you. Lit. I mean, New York would definitely be, we talked about this on a couple podcasts ago, but I really want to, once coronavirus passes, if ever, I want to plan that food tour trip.
Yeah.
Where, we just, literally, the whole trip is just, me, you, maybe 2 other people in an RV or a big-ass van driving from state to state, hitting up awesome restaurants.
Yeah.
And then we do a big circle
and
end up back home.
Yeah.
Because that sounds dope.
That sounds so dope.
We spend, a week in New York. Just going to all the restaurants there.
Oh, my God. I love New York so much.
New York, New York.
I just, I don't know. It's good vibes, man. Some people hate the hustle and bustle. I don't mind the hustle and bustle. I love the okay, we got to go here, so we're going to travel here and go and do it this way. Go.
Yeah.
Get on the subway, and then there's, a busker somewhere. Give him some money. Save room. Don't be an asshole. Don't take up too much space on the bench or whatever. Get off, go, travel, follow the flow, like salmon swimming upstream, just go with the flow.
See, I could do that on my day-to-day, if I had to commute, but I definitely couldn't live in the busy part of New York. I wouldn't want to.
No.
I would lose my damn mind after a while.
But I don't know. I just dig it, man. I dig it.
Well, you were a New Yorkite pretty much before you even went. You fantasize about living in New York all the time.
Not all the time, I wouldn't say. It's not I don't know, it's not one of my dream cities. I just love it so much. Put your glasses back on properly. Stop looking at me over the top of them. I'm not even paying attention to you, and I know you're doing it. I really don't. You make it sound like I'm frothing at the mouth, trying to get to New York all the damn time. It was a city that I thought was cool and I wanted to visit, and it lived up to my expectations.
I'm happy to hear that.
And I like it. And, I was a little nervous the first time around that I went. And I would like to go back and be even less nervous this time and, really soak it in and, get really interested and, I don't know, maybe not be so I was really scared of looking like a tourist. That was my big thing. It was don't be a tourist. Don't look like, you are a tourist, but don't look like one. Just, behave. But I don't know. I should go and be a little less afraid of looking like a tourist, so that I can just immerse myself. I wish that big cities would lay off of tourists, because I understand you've got stuff to do. I will say though, people working in the city take up so much more space, on the streets.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so I don't live in Toronto, but I have spent enough time in Toronto that the glitz and the glam of it is I'm not in awe of it absolutely every time I go. It's a cool city. I like going there. Yeah. I like spending time there. But, it's not I get off at the Via Rail station and I look up at the CN Tower and I'm and then there's fucking jazz music playing Like, it's not like that. I just, Toronto's Toronto and it's fine and it's a beautiful city and I love spending time there, but it's really Toronto.
Yeah.
I'm over it. So, like, the odd times that I have to go to Toronto. I remember one time you and I were in a play festival in Toronto, and this was in the summertime, so it was beautiful, and the route from the Via Rails from the GO train station to the theater was a nice walk.
It was like a 20-minute walk.
It was like a 20-minute walk, and it was nice. You went past the St. Lawrence Market and shit. Like, it was a nice walk. So I would walk, and one time I was like taking my normal path. It was a show day, and somebody was shooting a fucking movie on the street, and I was like, "Can you fucking don't losers?
Fucking tourists!
Get the fuck out of my way! I'm trying to go somewhere. Can you shoot your movie? You're shooting a movie on University. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm trying, get out of my way. Don't you push me." Some, crossing guard on Adderall, came up to me and was like, "Move to the other side of the street. Move to the other side of the street. Move to the other side of the street." I'm like, "You're wearing a safety vest, loser. Get the fuck out of my way."
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
I have a degree. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Make me cross the street, fucking dick.
So you're gonna get, a little, blonde bob haircut?
I sound like that. I own it. I own it.
As long as you own it, girl. That's all that matters.
I still didn't appreciate his tone of voice. There's no reason to be so stern when no one's giving you problems. When I start giving you problems, then you can bust out the club bouncer voice. Mm-hmm. But when I'm walking down the street and I'm minding my own business, I have headphones on, I'm in the zone. You don't have to take that tone with me. I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm not doing anything wrong. Don't take a tone with me. Just tell me politely that you're shooting a movie and I need to cross the street. Don't be like, "You have to cross the street."
You have to cross the street. We're filming The Mandalorian here.
Oh, well, pardon me.
You just stepped on Baby Yoda.
I see there is another child on set.
Nice. Right here. There we go.
Thank you. I thought it was good.
That was good. You brought it around.
Yeah.
You brought it around.
I just I have a huge thing about people being given one iota of power and abusing it.
We literally talked about that for half the episode yesterday.
I really hate it. I really, really hate it.
Last week, rather.
It's why are you tripping? This is you are a cog in a machine. Chill out.
I really
You're wearing
about
a
that,
safety vest, sir. See, you're 42.
Have you?
Okay.
That guy's probably big.
Calm down.
You know what? Okay, in that guy's defense, you're probably the 900th person he's had to talk to.
You don't have to be mean, okay? I had to be nice to the 900th person that I served at my old job,
you're
okay?
Right. No, you're right. Sam, you have a point.
Just
no
if
one
I
is
gotta
saying
do
you're
it, you
wrong,
gotta
Sam.
do it too.
I feel like you think that I'm telling you that you're wrong. You're not wrong.
Okay.
No one's wrong here.
Thank you.
Except for maybe Orange Guy.
Yeah.
Orange acting kind of sus, so let's vote him out. Are Among Us jokes dead yet? Can we stop making Among Us jokes?
No.
It's funny. A lot of people talk about is Among Us still popular? I like Among Us.
Yeah.
Among Us is fun.
Fall Guys is still popular.
Not really.
I think so.
I mean, I see it from now. Apparently, the second season wasn't great.
No, but people are still playing Fall Guys. It's still got a good user base that frequents the game. It's not like it's a dead zone. Mm-hmm. It's not like I'm gonna boot up Fall Guys on my PS4 right now and we're gonna be in the waiting room loading, and then the game's just gonna go.
We couldn't find 50
Well, I
people.
guess 4 people is all we got this round. Go ahead. No, they're still filling up rooms. It's fine.
No, they have thousands of concurrent players.
Yeah.
It's just, I think that it's kind of funny, right? Because Fall Guys, I still play Fall Guys from time to time because it's fun. Mm-hmm. It is fun. The new season is in my opinion. The thing with Fall Guys I think is kind of funny is that they came out and it caused huge waves and everyone was super pumped about it. Mm-hmm. And it was fun and a fresh idea. And then Among Us just stole that thunder completely.
Took it out from underneath them.
And I think that has to do with the fact that you can play Among Us on your phone with your friends on the PC. Yeah. The interconnectability is it's so intuitive and easy to play.
Yeah.
But it's so weird. I mean, this is all old news for anyone who pays attention to game media, but if you listening at home perhaps don't. Among Us came out in 2018.
Yeah.
The game has been out for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
The developers
we're just finding out about it now.
The developers definitely thought their game was a failure.
Yeah.
At this point.
I know.
And then now it's the #1 game on Twitch for 4 weeks.
So that's the beauty of it too, right? Is that people want success stories like that. People need to know that you can make something fail, carry on, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's always the end.
Yeah.
And like people love kind of Hail Mary shots like that, where it's just like, you know, the stars aligned and the like 6 things that needed to happen to make that game take off after years of, you know, inactivity and nobody knowing about it happened. Mm-hmm. And now it's like one of the most popular games. Now you have AOC playing Among Us.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. Like AOC and Ilhan Omar.
Yeah,
Can you believe it?
Congress people are like playing Among Us, and it's insane.
And it was the third most watched stream on Twitch ever.
And just like the time that it's popular in right now, where everybody's at home and they need something fun and silly and unproblematic to play, and it takes up some time, and it's just like, you know, you have to think, so it's engaging, but you don't have to think about what's going on right now.
Totally.
It doesn't exist in the context of right now. It's completely out of our world.
Well, my favorite thing about Among Us in terms of its game design is I love how it's all based around spatial awareness, right? Yeah. The idea of like, okay, I saw cyan in, so you're talking about Skeld, the first map. I saw cyan in shields, and then now in the meeting, they were claiming that they were in weapons, or they were in upper engine or something. And then you get to be like, no, I saw you in shields, you're lying. Yeah. Right? And then it becomes this whole thing, this like mind game.
Yeah.
My favorite thing as an imposter, though.
Like that.
Exactly. My favorite thing as an imposter, though, is just being like quiet. And just letting everyone else vote themselves off.
Yeah. like Regina George when she was like watching everybody like lose shit over the burn book being photocopied and just like spread out to the world. You're just like standing there crossed with your arms crossed being like, fucking bitches.
So purple then, right? Yeah, purple? You said purple? Yeah. Okay, I'll vote purple.
Yeah, I'll vote purple.
I believe you. I vote purple.
Makes sense to me.
And then you just be friendly with like 3 people next round and then kill one of them. And then those other 2 people get to be like, no, I was with red the whole time. Like, you definitely would have killed me. And it's like,
it is me. It is I.
I've learned a lot about my deceitful abilities while playing Among Us.
You are such a good fucking liar. And it scares me a lot. I genuinely don't take some of the things that you say seriously anymore. On like a light level, but like, you know, like if you tell me that I look good in something, I'm like,
why would I lie about that?
I think
don't implicate me in being lying. A bad boyfriend.
Then don't be such a good liar then.
I'm a good liar when we play Among Us, a game it's about lying.
Nope.
Okay, that is like being, you know, Cam is really good at Call of Duty. I really hope he doesn't shoot me.
I do hope that. I genuinely hope that.
Wow.
Are you good at Call of Duty?
No.
Okay, well then I'm less afraid now. I'm
actually really not good at Call of Duty. I've never been good at Call of Duty.
Neither have I.
It's too Twitch shooty for me. It's just like, it's very fast paced, and if you get I just fucking hate Call of Duty. Like, actually, the new one was all right. Modern Warfare was fine.
Cool.
I played the story modes. I'm completely alone in that.
Yeah.
Like, I actually genuinely like Call of Duty story modes.
Okay, that's interesting.
They're multiplayer. I mean, the game it's the same. It's the same fucking game.
Do you feel like, as someone who's played their story modes, do you feel like Call of Duty glamorizes or romanticizes being in the military a lot, or do you find this very realistic? I'm genuinely wondering because like, do you find, like, given because all of the Call of Duties take place during different wars.
Sometimes,
yeah, or like battles or whatever. Like there's like a World War II one. There's like an Afghanistan one. There's like
most of the new ones take place in the Middle East.
Okay.
Well, okay, here's the thing. The newest one, Modern Warfare, which is a reboot/make of the Modern Warfare series, because there's 3 Modern Warfare games.
Yeah.
The newest Modern Warfare, its story was presented to you in kind of like a war film, like a modern espionage war film. And I think that it was campy enough. And I think that the Middle Eastern country that it takes place in is actually fictional.
Okay.
So like that kind of helps a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
But it definitely does. Like all Call of Duty games do this. There is definitely like, being at war is kind of fun, isn't it? Like, not in its like story or anything. The game isn't trying to literally glorify war or literally glorify being in the military. But I definitely think that the learning curve of Call of Duty, which is like you learn the mechanics, you get better at shooting, you eventually become a full-blown killing machine, is something that I feel like people might get the wrong impression of when they sign up to become part of the military.
Okay.
You know, I don't necessarily, because, listen, this conversation is dangerously close to do video games cause violence. And I starkly believe that they do not.
Right.
Like, I am very much in the camp that they do not.
I want to be clear. My angle here with this question is I'm concerned that these games... So you have, like, young people all the time, like, questioning, like, do I enter the military? Do I want to protect my country? Like blah blah blah.
Okay.
People who are genuinely in love with their country and where they live, and that's respectable.
Sure, whatever.
But then the military takes that love and says like, okay, so if you love your country, you'll do this, and then have them commit heinous acts against other people in other countries.
It's a problem.
And say that they're being good nationalists or serving their country well by doing XYZ. Any number of things. I'm not pointing out anything in particular. I'm just saying like as a whole.
Okay.
What you believe is very nice, but the army takes that belief and exploits it to have people do heinous things on their account.
This is a known problem with the military.
Yeah, and it's like, do you think that these games then like take people who may be already inclined to that whole like, I want to join the army to serve my country, not knowing the dark side of things, and sort of like sweeps it under the rug so that people think like, oh yeah, joining the army is like this.
Are you mostly, like flat out, are you asking me if Call of Duty is propaganda?
I guess, yeah.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
I don't think that Call of Duty inspires people to be violent.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that, like, okay, put it this way. In almost every Call of Duty game, you play as an American soldier.
Yeah.
Typically, you play as soldiers from multiple armies.
Okay.
But sometimes you play as like the bad guy soldier who like goes covert and like defects.
Right.
Or sometimes you play as the U.S. Army soldier who fucking wins.
Okay.
Like it has a ton of patriotism, especially for America.
Yeah.
And the newest one did a better job of that because of the fictional country that it takes place in.
Yeah.
And it also sort of exposes how like, oh, whoa, the U.S. military asked you to do something not great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, again, it's not like this deep friggin' you listen to it and you think like, wow, what a criticism of the U.S. Army.
Yeah.
It is still, they just took one hand off the shaft.
Yeah.
The other hand is still working balls,
still,
you know?
yeah.
Like he's doing fine.
Okay.
Like he's gonna orgasm and it's gonna be great.
Okay. This is still a good hand job at the end of the day.
But at the same time, like, I don't think this is such a complicated conversation because I do think it contributes.
Okay.
But I don't think it's a cause.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do see that.
Because I think there's a lot of people, more people, who enjoy Call of Duty totally fine.
Yeah.
And are sane people.
Yeah.
Who don't want to join the military.
I forget who I was watching a video of the other day, but they were they were being interviewed, and they were like, "Oh, so do you think that this game satisfies your love for like this type of game?"
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I'll use this as an example, but it's like, do you think that Fortnite, I think they were literally talking about Fortnite. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Somebody had asked a celebrity, Fortnite or Apex something.
Apex Legends.
And they were like, I think it was Schoolboy Q's Hot Ones, actually.
Amazing.
And he was like, it literally was. And he was like, oh, like Apex all the way. Fortnite was really good, but what happened was like a bunch of kids discovered it. Like when something gets super popular, kids start to love it.
Well, when it comes popular, it's because kids are playing.
And then you load into a game and there's a bunch of fucking little kids there being kids and doing kid shit. And I got sick of it because he's Schoolboy Q.
Well, yeah, because he's a grown man.
He has no patience for that. Yeah, he talks to his daughter like a grown ass person. So
amazing.
Like he has no patience for that shit. And he was like, there's less of that on Apex, but even now it's getting to be more kids and it's starting to get there. So I'm just going to go back to Call of Duty eventually.
Bro, kids play video games.
That makes sense to me because the kind of game that you want to play, Call of Duty gives that to you. It's not about the army motif. Mm-hmm. It's about the kind of things certain gamers want to do certain things in video games, and Call of Duty satisfies that for certain gamers. Yeah. That's why Call of Duty has lasted as long as it has. Yeah, dude. That's why we get people like you being like, so I actually play story mode on Call of Duty. Like some people buy Call of Duty just to play online. Yeah, like it's just an online game to them. They don't give a shit about story mode.
99% of Call of Duty players play it for the multiplayer.
But you don't see stuff like that with like GTA. Like GTA, you buy the game, you play the story mode, and then you do online.
See, that's actually changed a little bit because there hasn't been a new GTA game in about 9 years.
Okay.
So what Rockstar has been putting all of their eggs in that particular basket is GTA Online. Yeah. Now GTA Online is one of the biggest games ever.
Right, but I feel like before that, like when GTA was new, and
no, you're right. It just has changed.
When GTA was new, people were like buying it for the story mode.
Definitely, yeah.
But when a new Call of Duty game comes out, there are people who buy it specifically to play online, and it's been like that since online gaming became a thing. Since you could play online with people. So like, you know, I understand. Like Call of Duty has a massive and diverse fan base.
For sure.
And not everybody plays it because they're morally inclined to support the military.
No, of course not.
You know, like if we were more popular, like people would take this quote out of context and like flame me on the internet for days to be like, oh, this dumbass bitch thinks Call of Duty is just American military propaganda. I think it is a little bit.
Of course it is.
But I think it also just plays into a type of game that people like to play, which is why it's so interesting to me, because it's so, to me, it is so clearly propaganda.
Right.
It's like, why are you fucking with this? But some people just some people don't internalize the propaganda. Some people just like
military
battle
aesthetic.
Royale.
People
just like battle Royale.
People like military aesthetic.
Yeah.
People like content like movies and film and TV that have to do with like soldiers and guns and the hierarchy and the enemy and fighting the enemy.
It's just like war movie buffs. It's not even that you're particularly militarily inclined. It's just you like stories where one side has to defeat the other for X reason, and you can literally make it any reason.
That's a perfectly good narrative device.
Like,
there's nothing wrong with stories like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like war movie fans will surprise me because they'll like something like Saving Private Ryan, which is so for the military. Like it's for people who have like worked military service, you know, like and the people who love them. And war movie buffs will like that, but war movie buffs will also love like 1917, which is, yes, a war movie, but it's more about one guy trying to get from point A to point B. Mm-hmm. He has to complete something,
it's
and
like
and the completion is on the other side of this battle. Mm-hmm. So he's got to get to the other side and just like fight through it, and there's obstacles in his way.
It's funny you mentioned that, talking about 1917 and Call of Duty, because I feel like the Call of Duty World at War, which was the not the most recent, but the one before the most recent World War II Call of Duty, had a story very similar. Like, it was about like a group of people like getting across a country. Yeah. Right? Or getting across a battlefield or something. Like, all the levels had narratives like that. Like, you got to get here so you can do this. Right. And I really feel like 1917 benefited from that, because 1917, and we talked about this, I think, on a podcast when the film came out, but it didn't necessarily feel like a war film. It didn't feel like it was trying to like horrify me or like teach me a lesson about the horrors of war. Yeah. It felt more like an adventure. Yes. It felt like this story takes place in a war, a real war, but it is not about the war. Yeah. Or something. Yeah. I'm sure I could probably find a more succinct way to describe that. It's just so, because like, you know, whenever there's a war movie, there's a million things going on, which is partly why war movies aren't really my style. Mm-hmm. There's what's going on with the boys on the field, and then there's what's going on with the dudes in the offices, like telling the boys in the field what to do. And this was just about two guys who had to get from point A to point B, and there's a war going on. And there's a big old bunch of shit in between that. Yeah. Yeah. Such a good movie, though. I fucking love 1917. I saw it twice. It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. A weird movie to see for my birthday, but yeah, that's right. We did go for your birthday. Yeah, that was this year. That was like what we did. Wow. Yeah. That might have been the last movie. No, the last movie I saw in theaters was The Invisible Man. Yeah. Which is, again, such a good movie. Cool. But yeah. Mine was, I think, Birds of Prey, which was not bad. You enjoyed Birds of Prey, you said. I had some stuff. Has some stuff that I didn't like. Mm-hmm. They kind of make you forget that Black Canary is a superhero. Well, a supervillain. Whatever. An anti-hero. Whatever. Has powers. That line is so blurred nowadays. It's fine. I know. They kind of make you forget that Black Canary has powers. You know, right. She kind of just like spends the movie like stomping around. Right. Which I thought was a failure on like the writing front, not so much the acting front. I thought that the actress they got for I think it was Journey Smollett, actually, your new girlfriend. Oh, no way, really? Yeah. Oh, she's so cute. I like her. I think she plays Black Canary. She's really good in Lovecraft Country. Mm-hmm. I buy it. I haven't seen an episode yet. I should really watch it. I think you'd like it. I'm trying to finish I May Destroy You right now. That's another show that's been really popular. Oh, did I tell you that I finished Blood of Zeus? Oh, cool. How was it? It was good. I liked it. Nice. I do think that the ending of season 1 was a little anticlimactic. Okay. But they're clearly setting up for more. Okay, well. But they did something really, really big. Well, I don't want to spoil it, of course. Uh-huh. That's going to change the course of the series for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. To me, the first season felt like a lot of setup and world building.
Cool.
And then like further seasons will probably delve deeper into the narrative end of things.
That sounds like the kind of thing. I don't love a lot of setup, because if you just spend an entire season setting stuff up, I'm going to forget certain things and only remember other ones, and then I only get invested in like one plot line the entire second season.
Well, it's weird, right? Because I've noticed this in animated series in particular, where a lot of the early stages of animated series will do a lot of world building, right? And a lot of like setup in a sense that like, oh shit will pay off later, but the focus really is on the world. Because once you have a world established, the stories you write in it become almost easier to write. Mm-hmm. Or at least easier to understand from a audience perspective, right? And I think Blood of Zeus did a lot of that. They sort of set the tone, they set the rules. They're like, this works like this, you know, gods act like this, they interact with the humans like this, and like this is the state of the world. And then they have a big old fight, and the season ends. And then I'm sure whatever that comes next will, you know, delve more into sort of the individual character story, because there's a couple of characters who are really cool that get introduced and sort of become a part of like the posse. You know, almost every animated series has a fucking posse,
of course,
like the boys.
I love a good posse,
you know.
Yeah.
And they have
the
gang, exactly, they have a solid gang, but we really don't know anything about them aside from the main character. So I think we'll probably learn more as the story continues and the roots go on. It was an interesting place to end it. I probably would have liked another two episodes or something. To be honest,
I'm trying to. I've honestly been so like lost in the sauce ever since I finished Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Just like floating around.
I feel really lost now. Like I'm just saying. I watched Chappelle Show. Like I decided to get back on the sketch TV front that I was on like at the beginning of the pandemic. So I rewatched Kroll Show again.
All of it?
So good, yeah.
Wow,
so good.
Jesus,
there's only 3 seasons.
Oh, okay.
Really not.
I thought there was like 5.
They're like 20 minutes long each. Like you can just blow through it.
Cool.
And then I was like, oh, what else did I watch? I watched I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson, which was so short but really good.
You said it was really weird.
Really weird and zany and out there. It was really funny. And I was like, yeah, let's just fall back down this hole. So I was like, I haven't watched Chappelle Show yet. It's on Crave, completely uncensored. So I was like, let's fucking go. It's time. Let's see what everybody's talking about. There's only like 3 seasons. So I was like, let's go.
And the 3rd season, I think, is like half a season. I don't even think it's like a full season.
I don't know, because shit was going on with him.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's time, you know? Like, I really respect sketch comedy and improv as a craft. It's something that I you know what? I might be okay at sketch comedy if I gave it a shot, but I really struggle with improv, and I really respect like really good improv. So I just consume all of it. And as much as I can get my hands on from a remote distance, and yeah, so I'm just gonna watch all the sketch comedy that I can.
There you go.
While I can. It's actually kind of biting me in the ass that I can't watch SNL.
I know.
I don't have cable, and it's not on any streaming service. And we can't.
You gotta buy those
the ones that it is on. Yeah, I need like I should get like a VPN.
I have the best of Sandler and the best of Farrell here.
That's cool. Yeah. That's good to know. Although I think Sandler, when he was on SNL, wasn't like the best per se.
Really?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would disagree with you.
No, like I think they kind of like Sandler on SNL was like funny, but he wasn't in a lot of stuff. Like, and he was kind of like what's that character from American Pie? The shitty one that is always trying to get laid, and that's his only
Fonzie. I don't know. Stickler.
Yeah, Stickler. Stifler. Stinky Stinkler. That guy.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that character's name.
He was kind of like that guy who he would like come in and be like boobies, and everyone would be like ha ha, and then like walk off. As far as I know, I feel like Sandler didn't really like get to shine until he was in all the right movies.
Yeah, okay, sure.
You know, he started getting movies, and then people were like, oh, you were actually like pretty funny on, like, you've just taken what you were on SNL and like stretched it out into a fully formed character.
Right.
I don't know why you didn't get to stretch out at SNL, but glad you did now, Sandler. Like
I don't have. I mean, I watched those DVDs ages ago. It was Stifler, by the way.
Stifler. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you might be right. I have no idea.
Yeah, but Will Ferrell is iconic. But I would watch Adam Sandler. I don't know. Maybe there's stuff in there that maybe I will. Maybe now that people know that Adam Sandler actually was really great on SNL, like I'll watch it and you get to respect it from the jump. You know?
Yeah, totally.
I can't wait to one day. I can't wait to one day.
I can't wait to one day watch that Adam Sandler fella up on the SNL.
I can't wait to one day buy the like best of Kenan Thompson like bookshelf.
Yeah, I was about to say that's gonna be like 9 volumes. The best of Kenan Thompson. He's not even gonna be done.
They're gonna have to like sell it. They're like the encyclopedia man that goes door to door is gonna see a revival trying to hawk this best of Kenan Thompson collection. You have to buy it in like 6 installments of $60 each.
If you buy the best of Kenan Thompson, you get the best of Bobby Moynihan for free.
No, you have to pay an extra $19.95 for that if you want the Moynihan Thompson special.
The Moynihan Thompson sounds like a sex move.
The Moynihan Thompson is like the longest lasting orgasm that you can possibly give somebody.
Because multiple consecutive orgasms.
Yeah.
To the point where you're actually not even having a good time near the end of it. Like you're actually
you're just, like feeling it.
I was liking this for maybe 5 minutes.
Oh God, just my body just hurts now. Yeah. Like from literally too much of a good thing.
It's kind of like watching SNL now.
It's like you were not meant to feel this much enjoyment all at once for this long.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love those best of. They used to play them on Much More Music and like in the middle of the day, and I used to watch them. Like they would play best of Ferrell. They have like a best of Fallon. Even there's like certain guests that have just been on a bunch. There's like best of Christopher Walken, best of Alec Baldwin,
nice,
like, all that stuff.
We should track those DVDs down. That's probably gonna be the best way to watch them.
Listen, like if I had a little bit more money when I was a teenager, that was because I used to see them at HMV all the time.
Oh my God, HMV!
And I was like, I don't really think I'm gonna sit down and watch all of this as like a 16-year-old.
HMV.
I miss going to HMV. Man.
Me too, man. I used to love going to HMV.
That was my dream job, but I heard it was actually not that fun. Well, I heard it was very poorly organized.
It's retail, bro. Like anywhere.
No,
I
know, but some retail places have the goal to at least be decently organized. But at HMV, I heard it was just like
really poor.
You were just trying to run a store, right. Like and with like no help, like hardly any management present, just like real Lost Boys situation. Right. Real Lord of the Flies over there.
Well, just like HMV, which closed down, it is time to bring this podcast to a close.
Okay, but not forever, unlike HMV.
Unlike HMV. Much like Sunrise Records, we will be back next week.
We're going to disappear and then show up next week, and you'll be like, oh my God.
Yeah, totally.
Sunrise Records is back. Mm-hmm. I thought... Whatever. Didn't you have a closing sale like 2 weeks ago? Whatever, man. I'm just glad you're here.
Can I finally get that rubber Freddy versus Jason mask? It's the only thing I see in the window all the time.
Can I buy this $300 figurine of Ned Stark from Game of Thrones?
Please.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
But where can the fine folks find us, Sam?
I want this Nightmare Before Christmas dishware set. Thank you so much, Sunrise. You can find us on all of our social media, which is Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, that's about it. You
can find it in the link tree in the description of this video if you watch us on YouTube.
This video, on all of our bios, on our Twitter and our Instagram. Follow us on Twitch. We have a great time on Twitch. Join us for a stream at least 3 times a week if you want to. We stream at least 3 times a week. Always post our schedules on social media and on our Twitch page. You can check this podcast out, as Cam said at the beginning, on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, Podbean, YouTube.
That's it.
That's it. It's 5 things. That's it.
Be sure to leave a review on the sites that you can. It does help us out.
Yeah, leave a review if you can. Donate to us on Twitch if you can. Yeah, that's all I can think of.
I mean, I think you nailed it.
Yeah, but
that might have been the best outro ever.
Yeah, we love everybody so much. Thank you for your continued support.
The Chill Spot podcast uploads every week, Tuesday at 3 p.m. on YouTube. Always a little bit earlier on the streaming services.
Yeah.
So keep your ear to the ground, and we'll see you guys next week.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.